There are 5 bills that you may be paying right now that you might not have to pay at all. This is not a rumor. This is not a joke. This is not some late-night television scam. There are actual laws on the books that give seniors legal exemptions from certain charges, fees, and payments that younger people have to make. And most seniors have no idea these exemptions exist. That is not your fault. The system is not designed to tell you about these exemptions. The companies that collect these bills are not going to tell you about them, because if they told you they would lose money, and they do not want to lose money, so they stay quiet, they hope you never find out, they hope you keep paying. And that is exactly why we are making this video. We are pulling back the curtain. We are exposing what they do not want you to see, and we are showing you exactly how to stop paying bills you should never have to pay in the first place. Picture this scenario in your own life. You are on a fixed income, you have your social security check coming in every month, you have your pension payment arriving like clockwork, but the bills keep piling up. The electric company wants more money. The phone company wants more money. The insurance company wants more money. And every single month you are making impossible choices. Do you pay the light bill or do you buy groceries? Do you pay the phone bill or do you get your prescription filled? Do you pay the insurance or do you put gas in your car? That is Chinese letter reality, facing millions of seniors across this country. But what if I told you that some of those bills might not be legally required? What if there are exemptions written into the law that you simply do not know about? What if you have been paying for something that the government says you do not have to pay? That is what this video is all about. The government creates these exemptions for seniors. The government says that certain charges should not apply to people over a certain age or people with certain income levels. But the government does not advertise these exemptions. The government does not send you a letter telling you about them. The government does not put them on the news. They bury them in fine print. They hide them in regulations that nobody reads. They make them complicated on purpose so that you will give up and keep paying. That is the dirty little secret of American finance. The exemptions exist, but you have to know where to look and how to use them. And most seniors never get that information. That ends today. The first bill that many seniors are paying when they do not have to is the telephone landline fee. Yes, you read that correctly. That monthly charge on your landline telephone bill might be something you can legally exempt yourself from. Let me explain how this works. For decades, telephone companies charged all customers a fee to support something called the Universal Service Fund. This fund was designed to help pay for telephone service in rural areas and for low-income customers. The idea was that everyone should have access to telephone service, and the companies were using fees from all customers to subsidize those who could not afford the full cost. It was a cross-subsidy program, and it applied to everyone with a landline, including seniors. But here is what the telephone companies do not want you to know. In many states, seniors over the age of 65 can legally exempt themselves from this fee. The exemption varies by state, but in many places you can simply call your telephone company, tell them you qualify for the senior exemption, provide proof of your age, and they must remove the fee from your bill. The fee might be small, maybe $5 or $10 a month. But over a year, that adds up to $60 or $120 that stays in your pocket instead of going to the phone company. Some states have even more expansive exemptions. In certain jurisdictions, seniors can get a complete waiver of landline fees or receive discounted service rates that are not available to younger customers. These programs exist because the state governments decided that seniors should not have to pay the full cost of telephone service. But the telephone companies do not advertise these programs. They hope you pay the full rate. They hope you never ask about exemptions. They hope you never know that you have options. To claim this exemption, you typically need to call your telephone company and ask specifically about senior discount programs or fee waiver programs. Do not just ask about general discounts. Ask specifically about exemptions from the Universal Service Fund fee or from any regulatory fees on your bill. Get the representative on the phone. Tell them you are over 65 and want to know about senior exemptions. Write down what they tell you. Document the date and time. And follow up in writing if necessary. If one representative tells you that you do not qualify, call B. AC and ask someone else. Sometimes the frontline representatives do not know about all the programs available. The second bill that might have a senior exemption attached to it is your property tax bill. This is a big one. This is potentially thousands of dollars a year, and it is one of the most commonly overlooked exemptions available to seniors. Property taxes are the primary way that local governments fund schools, police departments, fire departments, and other essential services. Every homeowner pays property taxes based on the value of their property. The more your property is worth, the more you pay. It is a straightforward system in concept, but it can be brutally unfair in practice, especially for seniors who have lived in the same home for decades. Here is what happens. You buy a home in 1985 for $60,000. At that time, your property tax bill is maybe $1,000 a year, but over the years, your neighborhood becomes more desirable. New homes are built nearby. The property values in your area go up and up and up, and your tax bill goes up right along with them. Now in 2024, your home might be worth $300,000 on paper. Your tax bill might be $5,000 a year, but you are still living on the same fixed income you had in 1985. You are still getting the same Social Security check, adjusted only for inflation, which does not keep pace with rising property values. You are trapped. You are paying more and more for the same home you have always lived in. That is where the senior exemption comes in. Many states have programs that limit how much property taxes can increase for seniors. These programs go by different names in different places. Some states call them circuit breaker programs, some call them homestead exemptions for seniors, some call them property tax freeze programs, but they all work on the same basic principle. If you are over a certain age and you have lived in your home for a certain number of years, the government limits how much your property taxes can increase each year. In some states, if your income falls below a certain threshold, your property taxes might be completely eliminated. The qualifications vary by state, but here is a general overview. Most states require you to be at least 65 years old. Some require you to be at least 62. Some have even lower age requirements for certain programs. Most states require you to own and occupy the property as your primary residence. Some states limit the exemption to properties below a certain value, and some states have income limits that determine whether you qualify. To find out if you qualify for a property tax exemption in your state, contact your county assessor's office. They can tell you what programs are available and what the qualification requirements are. Do not assume you do not qualify. Many seniors assume they make too much money or their home is too valuable, but the actual rules are often more generous than people realize. It is always worth making a phone call to find out for sure. The third bill that might have a senior exemption is your automobile insurance premium. This is another one that can save you significant money every single year, and it is one that many seniors do not know exists. Auto insurance companies charge different rates to different groups of drivers. They use statistical data to determine who is more likely to get into accidents, who is more likely to file claims, and who is more likely to cost them money. For a long time, that statistical data suggested that younger drivers were riskier and therefore should pay higher premiums. But here is what the insurance companies do not advertise. The data also shows that drivers over the age of 65 are statistically less likely to be involved in accidents than middle-aged drivers. Older drivers tend to be more cautious. They tend to drive fewer miles. They tend to have better judgment about when to get on the road and when to stay home, and that makes them lower risk in the eyes of the insurance companies. But the insurance companies do not just automatically give seniors the lowest rates. They charge seniors whatever the market will bear. They charge them based on general factors like age, zip code, driving record, and vehicle type. And they hope that seniors do not know to ask about special programs that might lower their rates. Many states have programs that require insurance companies to offer discounts to senior drivers. These programs might be called mature driver discounts, senior driver discounts, or experienced driver discounts. They typically require you to be over a certain age, usually 65 or 70, and to have completed an approved defensive driving course. The defensive driving course is key. By taking a certified course that teaches you about updated traffic laws and safe driving techniques, you demonstrate to the insurance company that you are committed to being a safe driver, and that commitment earns you a discount. The discount varies by insurance company and by state, but it can be significant. Some seniors have reported saving 15 to 25% on their auto insurance premiums after completing a defensive driving course and asking about senior discounts. Over the course of a year, that can be hundreds of dollars back in your pocket. To take advantage of this exemption and discount, start by looking for approved defensive driving courses in your area. Many courses are available online or in person through local community colleges, senior centers, and driving schools. Make sure the course you choose is approved by your state's Department of Motor Vehicles or equivalent agency. Once you complete the course, you will receive a certificate. Present that certificate to your insurance company and ask them to apply the senior discount to your policy. If they give you any trouble, remind them that many states require them to offer this discount to qualified seniors. And if they still refuse, shop around. Other insurance companies will be happy to earn your business and apply the discount. The fourth bill that might have a senior exemption is your health insurance premium or your Medicare supplement insurance premium. This is a complex area, but there are legitimate programs that can reduce what you pay for health coverage. Medicare is the federal health insurance program for people over 65. If you are watching this video and you are a senior, you probably already have Medicare or you will have it soon. Medicare has different parts that cover different things. Part A covers hospital stays. Part B covers doctor visits and outpatient care. Part D covers prescription drugs. And there are Medicare Advantage plans that bundle these coverages together with additional benefits. But Medicare is not free. There are premiums, deductibles, copayments, and coinsurance costs that come with every part of Medicare. And if you have a Medicare supplement insurance policy, also known as a Medigap policy, you are paying an additional premium every month on top of your Medicare premiums. Here is what many seniors do not know. There are programs that can help pay for some of these costs. The Medicare Savings Programs are state-run programs that help low-income seniors pay for Medicare premiums, deductibles, and copayments. There are also programs that help pay for Medicare Part D prescription drug costs for seniors with limited incomes. The qualification limits for these programs vary by state and by the specific program. Some programs have very low income limits that disqualify many seniors, but some programs have higher limits that cover a broader range of seniors with modest incomes. And many seniors do not apply because they assume they make too much money or because they do not know the programs exist. To find out if you qualify for a Medicare Savings Program, contact your state Medicaid office or your local Social Security Administration office. They can tell you about the income limits and the application process. The application process can be complicated, but it is worth going through because the savings can be substantial. Some seniors have had their Medicare premiums completely covered by these programs. Others have had their prescription drug costs reduced to nearly nothing. Beyond the Medicare savings programs, there are also pharmaceutical company assistance programs that can help pay for expensive medications. These programs are run by the drug manufacturers, and they have different qualification rules. But if you are taking expensive brand-name medications, it is worth checking to see if there is a patient assistance program that can help you afford them. The fifth bill that might have a senior exemption is your income tax return preparation fee. This one is a bit different from the others, but it can save you money and put more cash in your pocket. Every year, millions of seniors pay someone to prepare their tax returns. They go to tax preparation companies, accounting firms, or independent tax preparers. They pay anywhere from $100 to several $100s for someone to help them file their taxes. And many of those seniors do not realize that they might not have to pay that fee at all. The IRS runs a program called the Volunteer Income Tax Assistance Program, also known as VITA. This program provides free tax preparation services to people who qualify, and one of the primary qualification categories is age. Seniors over the age of 60 typically qualify for free tax preparation through the VITA program. The VITA program uses trained volunteers to help people prepare their tax returns. The volunteers go through training and certification to make sure they know how to handle all the common tax situations. They can help you prepare a straightforward return just as well as any paid preparer. And they do it completely free. To find a VITA location near you, you can call the IRS helpline or search for VITA locations online through the IRS website. Many VITA sites are located at community centers, libraries, churches, and other accessible locations. You do not need an appointment at most locations. You can just show up during the posted hours and get help with your taxes. The income limits for VITA vary slightly by location, but generally, seniors with incomes under $60,000 per year qualify for free tax preparation. Some locations do not have strict income limits and will help anyone who asks. So even if you think you might make too much to qualify, it is worth calling your local VITA site to find out. Beyond the VITA program, there is also a similar program called Tax Counseling for the Elderly, or TCE. This program specifically targets seniors and provides free tax help to anyone over 60 years of age. The TCE program is designed for seniors who have simpler tax situations. but it can handle most common senior tax issues, including Social Security benefits, pension income, and retirement account distributions. Now that you understand the 5 bills and the exemptions that go with them, let us take a step back and understand how this system developed. How did we get to a place where seniors have legal exemptions that they do not know about? Why does the government create these exemptions if not to advertise them widely? Understanding the history will help you understand why this problem persists and why it is so important to spread the word about these exemptions. Senior exemptions in America have a long history that stretches back nearly a century. The first major wave of senior exemptions came during the Great Depression. The economic catastrophe of the 1930s hit seniors particularly hard. Many had lost their savings in the stock market crash. Many were relying on fixed incomes from pensions that no longer had value. And many were losing their homes because they could not afford property taxes. In response to this crisis, state and federal governments began creating programs to help seniors keep their homes. The first property tax circuit breaker programs were created in the 1940s and 1950s. These programs limited how much property taxes could increase for seniors. They prevented older Americans from being taxed out of their homes simply because their neighborhoods had become more valuable over time. Throughout the 1960s and 1970s, additional senior exemptions were created. Telephone companies were required to offer reduced rates to seniors in some states. Utility companies were required to create special programs for older customers. And the federal government began creating programs like Medicare that provided health insurance to seniors at reduced or no cost. The pattern was consistent throughout these decades. When seniors faced a new financial burden, the government created an exemption to help them cope. But the government never created an effective system for informing seniors about these exemptions. The exemptions were written into law. They were published in government documents, but they were never actively communicated to the people they were designed to help. This pattern continues to this day. Just in the past few years, new senior exemptions have been created in various states. But the seniors who could benefit from these exemptions do not know they exist. They are not told about them when they open bank accounts. They are not told about them when they pay their bills. They are not told about them in the mainstream media. The exemptions exist on paper, but they remain hidden in practice. The reason for this silence is simple. The companies and organizations that collect these bills benefit from your ignorance. If every senior in America knew about every exemption they qualified for, billions of dollars in revenue would disappear from these companies. They have no incentive to tell you about the exemptions. They have every incentive to keep you paying the full amount. That is why it falls to channels like this one to spread the word. That is why we are making this video. And that is why sharing it with other seniors is so important. The rules for senior exemptions vary significantly from state to state. Some states are very generous with their exemptions. Other states offer very little. And most states fall somewhere in between. Understanding how your state compares to others will help you know what to expect and how to advocate for better programs if your state is not doing enough. In the state of California, seniors enjoy one of the most comprehensive property tax exemption programs in the country. California offers a property tax assistance program that can reduce property taxes by up to $96 per year for qualifying seniors. Additionally, California has a property tax postponement program that allows seniors to defer property tax payments until they sell their home or pass away. California also has low-income telephone programs that provide reduced rates for landline service. The state is generally very supportive of senior exemptions, and California seniors should take full advantage of every program available. In the state of Texas, the exemption picture is more mixed. Texas has a significant homestead exemption that reduces property taxes for all homeowners, and seniors can get an additional exemption on top of that. But Texas does not have state-funded programs to help seniors with utility bills or telephone costs. Texas seniors should focus on maximizing their property tax exemptions and look for local programs that might be available in their specific county or city. In the state of Florida, seniors benefit from several important exemptions. Florida has a property tax exemption specifically for seniors over 65 who have lived in their homes for a certain number of years. Florida also has a property tax discount program for seniors with limited incomes. Florida is generally considered a senior-friendly state when it comes to tax exemptions, and Florida seniors should make sure they are taking advantage of every program the state offers. In the state of New York, seniors have access to several exemption programs, but the application process can be complicated. New York has a property tax exemption for seniors with limited incomes. New York also has programs that help with heating costs during the winter. And New York has reduced-cost telephone programs available through the State Public Utility Commission. But New York seniors often report that they do not know about these programs or that the application process is confusing. New York should be doing more to inform seniors about the exemptions available to them. In the state of Illinois, seniors have access to property tax exemptions that can significantly reduce their annual tax burden. Illinois also has a circuit breaker program that provides assistance with utility bills for low-income seniors. Illinois seniors who are struggling with high property taxes or utility costs should contact their county assessor's office and their local community action agency to learn about available programs. The pattern across all states is the same. The programs exist, but the information about them does not reach the seniors who need them. That is why it is so important to share this information. The more seniors who know about these exemptions, the more seniors will take advantage of them, and the more pressure will build on states that are not doing enough to inform their senior populations about the help that is available. Now let us get into the practical details. How exactly do you claim these exemptions? What steps do you need to take? What information do you need to have ready? This section will walk you through each exemption and give you the specific steps you need to follow. For the telephone fee exemption, start by gathering your identification documents. You will need proof of your age, such as a driver's license or birth certificate. You will also need your current telephone bill and your account number. Call your telephone company's customer service line and ask specifically about senior exemptions or fee waivers. Do not ask about general discounts. Ask specifically about exemptions related to age or to regulatory fees. If the representative you speak with does not know about the program, ask to speak with a supervisor. Write down the names of everyone you speak with and the date and time of the conversation. If the company tells you that you qualify, follow up in writing to make sure the exemption is actually applied to your account. For the property tax exemption, start by contacting your county assessor's office. You can find their contact information on your property tax bill or on your county government's website. Ask them about senior property tax exemptions. They will tell you what programs are available in your state and what the qualification requirements are. If you qualify, they will give you an application form to fill out. Fill out the application completely and return it by the deadline. Most property tax exemption programs have annual application deadlines, so make sure you apply every year if you need to. Keep copies of everything you submit. For the auto insurance discount, start by finding an approved defensive driving course in your area. You can search for courses online or call your local Department of Motor Vehicles for a list of approved providers. Most courses take about 8 hours to complete and can be done over 1 or 2 days. Upon completion, you will receive a certificate. Contact your insurance company and ask them about mature driver discounts or senior driver discounts. Present your certificate and ask them to apply the discount to your policy. If they tell you they do not offer such a discount, ask them to confirm that in writing and then shop around. Company that does offer the discount. For the Medicare Savings Program, start by contacting your state Medicaid office. You can find the contact information on your state government's website or by calling your local Social Security Administration office. Ask them about Medicare savings programs and whether you might qualify based on your income. They will walk you through the application process and tell you what documents you need to provide. The application process can take some time, so start early. The savings can be worth the effort. For the free tax preparation programs, start by finding a VITA or TCE location near you. You can search online through the IRS website or call the IRS helpline. Make an appointment or show up during the posted hours at your nearest location. Bring all your tax documents with you, including your Social Security card, your income statements, and any receipts for deductions you want to claim. The trained volunteers will help you complete your return at no charge. Now let us address something important. When you contact these companies and agencies about these exemptions, they might try to talk you out of using them. They might give you reasons why you do not qualify. They might tell you the exemptions are more limited than they actually are. They might say things that are designed to make you give up and keep paying. Here is how to handle those situations. First, know your rights. The exemptions we have discussed in this video are real. They are written into law. They are not rumors or scams. You are legally entitled to use them if you qualify. No company can deny you a legal exemption just because they do not want to give it to you. Second, document everything. Every time you speak with a company representative, write down the date, the time, the representative's name, and what was said. If a representative tells you that you do not qualify for an exemption, ask them to cite the specific law or regulation that makes you ineligible. Most of the time, they will not be able to do it because the exemption does exist and you do qualify. Third, escalate when necessary. If one representative tells you that you do not qualify, call back and speak with someone else. If that does not work, ask to speak with a supervisor. If that does not work, file a formal complaint with the appropriate regulatory agency. Companies take complaints seriously because they can lead to investigations and fines. Fourth, shop around if necessary. If a company refuses to give you a legally entitled exemption, take your business elsewhere. Other companies in the same industry will be happy to earn your patronage and give you the exemption you deserve. The companies that collect these bills have one goal: they want to keep as much of your money as possible. They are not looking out for your best interests, they are looking out for their own profits. That is why you need to be informed, that is why you need to be persistent, and that is why you need to know your rights. The exemptions exist, they are legal, and you are entitled to use them. What does the future hold for senior exemptions? Will they continue to exist? Will they expand? Or will they be cut back as governments look for ways to save money? These are important questions, and understanding the trends will help you prepare for what is coming. On the positive side, there is growing awareness of the financial challenges facing seniors. More politicians are talking about the need to support older Americans. More advocacy groups are pushing for expanded exemption programs. And more media coverage is highlighting the gap between what seniors need and what they receive. On the negative side, governments at all levels are facing budget pressures. Every exemption that exists represents revenue that the government is choosing not to collect. As budget deficits grow and competing demands for funding increase, there is always the risk that some exemptions will be reduced or eliminated. The most likely scenario is a mixed one. Some exemptions will be expanded as the political climate supports them. Other exemptions will be tightened or have their qualification limits reduced, and new exemptions may be created for specific situations that gain political attention. The best way to protect yourself is to take advantage of the exemptions that exist now while they are still available. Do not wait for the future. Do not assume the exemptions will always be there. Use them today, save your money today, and spread the word to other seniors so they can save their money too. There is also a growing movement to simplify the exemption system and make it easier for seniors to access the help they need. Some advocates are pushing for automatic enrollment in programs like Medicare savings programs. Others are pushing for better notification systems that would alert seniors when they might qualify for an exemption. These reforms would go a long way towards solving the information gap that keeps so many seniors from using the exemptions that are available to them. Until those reforms become reality, the burden falls on seniors and their families to seek out this information. That is why videos like this one are so important. That is why sharing this information with other seniors is so critical. And that is why every senior who learns about these exemptions should help spread the word to their friends, their family members, and their neighbors. Beyond the 5 bills we have covered in this video, there are many other exemptions and programs available to seniors that are worth knowing about. This section will highlight a few of the most important ones. Many states have programs that reduce or eliminate sales taxes on certain items for seniors. In some states, seniors do not have to pay sales tax on prescription medications. In other states, seniors get a sales tax holiday each year where they can buy certain items without paying tax. These programs vary widely, but they can add up to significant savings over the course of a year. Many utility companies have special programs for seniors that go beyond what the law requires. These programs might include discounted rates, deferred payment plans, or protection from service disconnection during extreme weather. To find out what your utility company offers, call their customer service line and ask about senior programs. You might be surprised by what is available. Many pharmaceutical companies have patient assistance programs that provide free or reduced-cost medications to people who qualify. These programs typically have income limits and other requirements, but if you are taking expensive brand-name medications, it is worth checking to see if you qualify. Your doctor or pharmacist can help you find these programs and apply for them. Many banks offer senior checking accounts with reduced or eliminated monthly fees. If you are paying monthly maintenance fees on your checking account, call your bank and ask about senior account options. You might be able to eliminate those fees and save money every month. Many investment firms offer reduced or eliminated fees for seniors on certain types of accounts. If you have a brokerage account or a mutual fund account, call the company and ask about senior discounts. They might not advertise these discounts, but they might be available if you ask. The key theme here is that you should always ask. Whenever you are paying for something, ask if there is a senior discount or exemption available. You will be surprised how often the answer is yes. This video contains information that could change the financial lives of millions of seniors. But that will only happen if the information gets out. That is why sharing this video is so important. Every person who watches it and acts on it represents a small victory in the fight for senior financial rights. But the real power comes when we all work together. Talk to your friends about what you learned in this video. Talk to your neighbors. Talk to the people at your church or your community center. Tell them about the exemptions that exist and how to claim them. The more people who know, the more pressure builds on the companies and agencies that are supposed to be informing seniors about these programs. Share this video on social media. Send it to your family members. Post a link on your Facebook page or your Nextdoor account. Every view counts. Every share spreads the word a little further. And every senior who learns about these exemptions is a senior who has more money in their pocket to spend on what matters to them. Write letters to your elected representatives. Tell them about the exemption programs you have used and how helpful they have been. Tell them about the programs you tried to use but could not access because you did not know about them or could not figure out the application process. Ask them to do more to inform seniors about the help that is available. Elected representatives respond to constituent concerns. If enough seniors speak up, the politicians will listen. Join or support advocacy organizations that focus on senior financial issues. These organizations work every day to protect and expand the exemptions that seniors depend on. Your support, whether in the form of money, time, or just your voice, helps them do that work. Together, we can make sure that every senior in America knows about the exemptions they deserve. Together, we can put money back in the pockets of people who need it. And together, we can hold the companies and agencies accountable for providing the information they are supposed to provide. We have covered a lot of ground in this video. We have talked about 5 bills that seniors might not have to pay. We have talked about property tax exemptions, telephone fee waivers, auto insurance discounts, Medicare savings programs, and free tax preparation. We have talked about how to claim these exemptions and how to deal with companies that try to talk you out of using them. We have talked about the history of senior exemptions and the future outlook for these programs. And we have talked about the importance of spreading the word to other seniors. Now it is time for you to take action. Do not let this information go to waste. Do not watch this video and then forget everything you learned. Instead, take what you have learned and use it. Call your telephone company today. Contact your county assessor's office this week. Find a defensive driving course in your area this month. These small steps can add up to thousands of dollars in savings over the course of a year. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like. Your like helps this video reach more people. It helps more seniors learn about the exemptions they deserve. And it helps us continue making videos like this one that spread important information to people who need it. If you want to stay ahead of the next important financial issue affecting seniors, please subscribe to this channel. We post new videos regularly that cover topics like this one. We expose the hidden fees, the secret exemptions, and the government programs that the companies do not want you to know about. Subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss an important video. And finally, leave a comment below telling us about your experience with senior exemptions. Have you used any of these exemptions? Did you know about them before watching this video? What other tips do you have for fellow seniors who want to save money on their bills? Your comments help other viewers learn and help us understand what topics to cover in future videos. Thank you for watching. Thank you for caring about this important issue, and thank you for taking action to protect your financial rights. You deserve to keep more of your money. You deserve to know about the exemptions that apply to you. And with the information in this video, you are one step closer to achieving both of those goals. If this video helped you, please give it a like so more seniors can see this information. Share it with your friends, your family, and anyone else who might benefit. The more people who know about these exemptions, the harder it becomes for the companies to keep them hidden. And if you have successfully claimed any of these exemptions, tell us about it in the comments below. Your experience might help someone else take that first step towards saving money on their bills.